Hello there, it's Dekilah and I have another video for you. Today I have on these lovely sort of off-white ivory vintage gloves. I am pretty sure this is a pair that I got at a local estate sale. And I thought that what I would do today is a little bit of a combination positivity video and personal attention for those of you who are into ASMR, and then just talk to you about these gloves. So they have this beautiful detail. You can see there's a little bow there, and then there's this little almost like daisy trim that goes down and then around the wrist. So they're very nice. They fit me pretty well. They're not quite tight, but they fit snug, which I think is how they're supposed to fit. Versus being so tight I can barely move my fingers. So, if you're having a rough day today or a rough week, because it happens, I thought I might do a little bit of reassurance for you. So first, I want you to have a seat or lay down or whatever makes you feel the most comfortable. If that means standing, then by all means, go ahead and stand. And then, if you want to, you can close your eyes or you can keep watching the video, whatever floats your boat. And then I want you to start breathing and paying attention to your breathing. So breathe in and out, and you can either breathe out through your mouth or you can just breathe out through your nose, whatever's the most comfortable. You can also do the yogi breathing, where you breathe in and out, but you do that little bit of the thing with your throat so it closes just a little bit so you can hear the sound. I can think of what it's called, but I can't pronounce it properly. There are little cat chirps that you might or might not be able to hear for your calming. She's helping again. And then after your breathing is more under control, so keep breathing in and breathing out, but paying more attention to it, because of course you're breathing if you're alive, we hope. And then maybe think about just a little bit about why you're stressed and try to get to the bottom of why exactly you're stressed, because I think a lot of times something small happens and we focus on it and then it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we're just upset about everything. So try to examine if that might be what's happening. So maybe you spilled your coffee this morning, and really spilling your coffee normally isn't that big of a deal. Maybe it made you a little bit late, and then you were frustrated about that, and it's just kind of cascaded. So if something like that is what happened, I want you to take a moment and think about whether that is really still affecting your day beyond maybe a little bit of a cranky mood. Is it actually still something that's affected your day and is still affecting your day? Because it's probably not. And if it is, you can work to figure out what you can do to change that. What steps can you take to fix whatever's happened? But chances are it probably is not still affecting your day, and you can just keep breathing. So breathing in and out, and breathe in and out, and in and out. And just remember that it's a little thing that happened, and even if it made you feel really upset, you can just let it go and not let it affect your day anymore. And if it has become a bigger thing, then let's focus on how to fix that and not focus on the little thing that happens. And one of the things that always helps calm me down, and I do this in my vlog sometimes, is doing this. Basically, I fit my fingers in between my ribs, not really in between them, but in the space, and just kind of stroke outwards. And for some reason that's very calming for me. I think it might be similar to when you wear a scarf and it sort of warms your chest up and then you kind of just feel warm, even if your whole body isn't warm. I think it might be something like that, but you can always try that. And it's a small enough motion that if you can find a quiet corner, you can do it without looking too strange, or you can wait till you find a totally private space, if that's what you need to do. And you can always make it look like you're just scratching if somebody gives you a weird look. I tend to be a little bit unaware of motions like this that I do to calm myself and how people might look at them. But I think for me, it's just about keeping myself calm and reducing the anxiety. And if somebody looks at me weird, I don't really care. If it's a friend or something and they ask me, I can explain to them what I'm doing, and then 9 times out of 10 they get it, and then we start talking about what they do, and it kind of all flows. So another thing that you might find that helps, and I'm going to take the gloves off for this, is a little bit of a hand massage. So you can just kind of run your finger across your palm, and I'm not basing this on anything other than my personal experience, so this isn't grounded in medical science or anything like that. It's just what I do. So you can just sort of stroke your palm, or maybe the lines on your hands. I've noticed that this area is nice too, just like the outside of your hand. And then if you want, you can kind of squeeze a little bit, because these muscles get tight, especially if you're typing on a computer all day or doing something else with your hands. And you can just kind of squeeze a little bit. You don't have to put a ton of pressure, just enough to squeeze. And you can kind of get between those spaces on the back of your hand. And of course you can also sort of massage the pads of your fingers and then maybe squeeze a little bit. And I can't remember where I heard about this, but someone was talking about it and it does help. So if you're looking for something, you can do that, and that's even more discreet than the chest thing. And you might find that something else works for you, and if it works for you, that's what's important. So it doesn't have to be the things that I suggest. And of course, I also play with my hair, but chances are most of you don't have hair quite like mine, although that doesn't mean that you don't enjoy running your fingers through it. And then finally, there's a few things you can do on your face. So a lot of times right here, kind of like where that, it feels like that joint is, gets really tight for me. So I'll close my eyes and breathe, and then try to relax my jaw just a little bit. And then just gently press on that area. And you can kind of press up in here if that helps. or up into your temples. And I recently discovered, and this is going to look a little weird, but it works for me. If I use, and you can use whatever finger you want, but because I have really long thumbnails, I can't use my thumb. I use the top of this first finger, like here when I bend it, and I press more with the knuckle up in, there's a little, like the bone here, just inside of that. And sometimes that helps too. Don't press too hard. And if something hurts, stop. Because sometimes the lymph nodes or glands can be swollen, and if that's the case, you don't want to be poking on them. But as long as it feels okay, you can do that. So I hope that you have enjoyed these relaxation tips, and I hope that they helped you to relax and helped you to move on through any little thing that has upset you today, and that you have a wonderful rest of your day and a lovely tomorrow. And I will talk to you all again soon. By the way, if you enjoy these little videos like this, I do little mini versions of these videos pretty often on my Patreon Lens Snaps, which all of my patrons have access to from $1 on up. So if that's something that sounds like it might help your day, or if you're interested in that along with all the photos and videos and other things I post, go check out my Patreon in the description box below. And I will talk to you all again soon. Bye!